Everybody, we're back.
Hey, we're back. It's Jay. It's Justin. Season 2.
Yeah.
It's coming out soon. Okay. What are you excited about in season 2, Dan?
I'm really excited about season 2. I'm excited to talk to, we have Aaron Flores who's going to join us, who's a person I really admire. He does amazing work with health at every size dietitian work and body trust coaching, counseling. And his story is just really interesting and personally inspiring to me.
We will be interviewing a friend of ours who happens to be the host of a hit true crime podcast that read the same weird Christian dating book that I did because she also grew up super Christian. And the name of that book is I Kissed Dating Goodbye. So, oof, I think you guys are you're gonna like that one.
Yeah, we have a bunch of really amazing people coming on the show. Another thing that personally is going on with Justin and I is that Justin's planning to move in with me. So in preparation for that's happening this fall, we haven't started yet, but we're going to read Esther Perel's Mating in Captivity.
Hey, Esther.
And we invite people who are fans of the podcast to read along with us because we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about some of the amazing ideas in that book and how they're hitting us and how they apply to us.
Yeah. And we're going to put them into practice and get back to you if they work or not. We are also now collecting breakup stories. So we want to hear from you if you have had, or if you know someone who has had a weird or notable breakup, or just a really bad breakup. Sad. But we want to hear from you. We're going to be doing a new segment once we have enough of those stories about,
Story
breakups.
time. Yeah.
Story time, baby.
And we have some prompts we're going to be asking guests this season, one of which is who's the worst person you've ever dated?
Ooh, yeah.
And the other, which Justin's very excited about, is getting guests to tell us their first kiss story. So that's what we're going to do now. Ooh. You're going to hear Justin and I ask each other about our first kiss.
Let's do it.
Respectively. But if you have those stories, breakups, relationship stories, email us please at ifimaypodcast@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at IIMBSB. See you soon.
Ciao. We're back.
Hello, my baby.
Back.
Hello, my darling.
We're back and we're worse than ever. So Dan, I want you to tell me a little story about your first kiss. Set the scene.
Okay. The scene was when I was in 7th grade. I had heard rumblings around my classmates that people were playing spin the bottle in big groups at gatherings. And I remember hearing about my friends and hearing that my friend, they were like, oh yeah, and in the spin the bottle game, Steve kissed Sophie or whatever, and I was like, damn, Steve kissed Sophie? That's she was
wow.
she let him kiss her,
Oh no. Wait, can I ask, when you say big groups playing spin the bottle, how many people?
10.
Whoa.
Maybe 8. I don't know. I don't remember that well.
I just I love thinking about spin the bottle. I didn't ever really play, but I just love the folksiness of that, of this, all we have is this little bottle.
Oh.
What can we do with it?
Yeah.
I wonder who invented that game, and just it feels like summer camp. I love it.
Yeah. Kick the can, spin the bottle. There's probably others.
No.
But I just remember feeling like I was like jealous, but I was also like scared, you know,
Scared of what? Scared to kiss?
of like what it would be like to be in that situation. It felt so intense to me that kids were like French kissing. You know?
They were Frenching?
Yeah, I think they were Frenching. Or I feel like maybe the games would start with just kiss on the lips and then it would like go to like the next round would be Frenching.
7 minutes in heaven. Did you ever play that? No.
I don't know. I feel like I was involved in 7 minutes in heaven scenario, but I don't think I actually went into the closet.
It's so funny to me that it's called that because it's like 7 minutes in heaven. Seriously, like you're calling it heaven?
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
I must have died and gone to heaven because these last 7 minutes have been amazing.
Yeah, right.
So I went to a gathering and
a party?
yeah, I guess it was. I mean, yeah, I guess it was a party,
A hangout?
a hang.
Okay.
And it was right across from Dracaena Park, and at someone's house, and it all played out exactly as it was foretold to me. Like people sat down. I remember certain people opted not to play.
Ooh.
I opted to play.
Yes. Your heart was
but
pounding.
this wasn't my first kiss. I wanted people to know, like, I'm not counting the kissing and spin the bottle as the first kiss.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is precursor to the first kiss. This is context.
Yeah.
This is backstory.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's Act 1.
Also, 1, do you remember what you were wearing?
No.
2, do you remember what kind of bottle it was?
No,
Okay,
I don't. It was
fine.
so long
Was
ago.
it plastic or glass?
It was probably glass.
Okay.
I feel like
Continue.
plastic is, no good.
It spins right up,
Yeah,
right
takes
out the
romance.
door.
All right, yeah.
Well, it's just like too
Yeah,
light.
more like flop the bottle.
Don't know. Is it? Never mind.
What?
It's like the bottle flipping that people do these days. Like the kids flipping the bottles. Like they have a little bit of water in them and they try to flip. You haven't seen this?
Okay.
Anyway, there was nowhere I was gonna go with that. Okay.
So anyways, I don't remember how it played out, but I remember I kissed Molly. Molly was somebody who I not known very long, but she was one of those people where she was like the younger sister of my brother's friend. So like I was kind of aware of her, like, oh yeah, my buddy Tim. Yeah, she's a little sister.
His sister's pretty hot. Okay, let me ask. So we're not counting this one because it was just like a peck on the lips?
We're not counting it because it was part of the game. So It wasn't like...
organically, like...
It wasn't like two people choosing to kiss.
Okay.
Even though they are choosing to play the game.
But you were happy it was her?
The bottle chooses.
Right. That's right. And did you remember, did she spin or did you spin?
I think I spun.
Okay. You spun it.
But I kissed a few people in the game.
Wow.
Including someone I was like, man, like never thought I'd get to kiss her.
Oh,
it was kind of like that.
Okay. Wow. You were excited.
I was excited. Yeah, I was like, I got that jolt,
Oof. Yeah.
Also, okay, so I remember the first time actually I kissed somebody in a spin the bottle game where it was literally like 4 people playing.
Oh my God. So in this game, I'm assuming the guys don't kiss each other?
They don't. They didn't in this case.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about
That's
now.
Absolutely insane.
I was just like, all right, moving on.
Right.
Like, ha ha ha. But I remember, so actually to go back to my first spin the bottle kiss, which was not this night, but previous, I remember I had kissed my first girlfriend, which was in 6th grade. I'd kissed her on the cheek. And I remember the first time I kind of went too far and I got like almost her ear.
Oof.
But then, and I was like, okay, like I felt really nervous to do that, but like I did it, like, woo. And then, but I remember just the first time I kissed this girl, Amanda, in the 4-person spin the bottle.
Okay, so you literally kissed so many people before your first kiss. That's fine. That's fine.
Not so many people, but a few. I just remember just
then you're like, we're gonna go back in time again to this other spin the bottle game.
Yeah, but in the 4-person one, the small one, I just remember I did not anticipate like that I was gonna feel the person kissing back.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, because I had kissed someone on the cheek, but I didn't like my family. Nobody kissed on the lips in my family,
right?
You
feel that the other person like,
just like,
oh, they're alive.
Yeah, it was like,
oh god.
Yeah, it was like the feeling of like, I don't know, like when a dog licks you or something, you're just like, oh, I really felt that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably not the best like.
Well, it was responsive.
But
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I remember like I had a really intense like jolt of sensation like in my whole body where I was just like, whoa, you know. But going back to the night. So I kissed Molly at one point, and I remember I didn't feel like there was like much romantic feeling between us, but like it felt like I had gotten over a barrier of like, okay, like I French kissed someone.
Oh, you French kissed her in
the game, just like quick one, I think.
Okay.
Like tongue.
There was tongue.
And then I remember like we ended up outside in Dracaena Park across the street, and it was kind of like, all right, well, like we just did that, so like let's do like a little extracurricular.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Like let's
some
like now that we've already done this, seems like we're both open to doing it. So we like embraced like under the trees. And I remember what her tongue was doing was not like what I expected.
Which was?
It was kind of like pretty far back in her mouth. Like it was kind of like she was holding it, like holding it in, but it was kind of like pulsating. It was like bouncing.
Oh my God.
Like just like, and I remember like this kind of a stressful tongue energy.
Yeah.
To me.
We talk about big dick energy. We need to talk stressful tongue energy. So her tongue was kind of like vibrating.
Yeah.
Like, did it seem like it was vibrating because she was like holding it back, and it was like,
kinda,
it was making it like,
yeah. And I feel like she was acting like very cool and like this was no big deal, but you know, I'm sure she was also like intense. Like, I don't think she had kissed someone.
I'm sure she was like freaking out internally.
Yeah. And I remember feeling like I was performing a certain like male confidence, like during and then afterwards of like, yeah, that's something I do.
Right. Yeah. Even meanwhile, you've been so stressed the whole time.
Yeah.
Then afterwards you're like, that's right. Daddy's night out. That's wild.
What was your first kiss?
Okay, my first kiss was amazing. I mean, to me, it was like, to me, it was just amazing because it really did feel so romantic to me. And I really liked this person. So let me just set the scene a little bit. I was living in Indiana at the time where I grew up. I'm 10. I'm in 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so young.
Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, in my mind, I'm like, that is my first kiss. But now looking back, I'm like, can you even have a first kiss when you're 10? Like, but I think you can. I mean,
so ultimately it leads you back to yes.
And I'm back at yes. I don't know. But to me too, like what's funny looking back is that, you know, the guy that I kissed, he was 13. Okay. But to me, being 10 at the time, I was like, this man owns a car. Like he has a house. He has probably children of his own, like maybe even grandchildren, you know, I'm like, he's so grown up.
Sure.
And I was just like, this is amazing. And I knew that he was interested in me because the way that we met was we were cast in a play together.
Gosh, when you're 13, a 10-year-old is so young.
I know
compared to
it's
you.
honestly nasty. Like thinking about it.
Like it's the equivalent.
Gross. Right? It's like if I was 3 years younger, I'd be 6.
7.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm chair of the math department.
So it's 6.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So I'm cast in this play. I'm double cast with this other girl who was around my age. We're both cast as the lead in this play.
Oh wow.
And my crush, we're gonna call him Sam because that's his name. We're not changing his name. His name's Sam. He was in the play. He had a smaller part. But I thought he was so cute, and he would kind of like flirt with me. He was also just like so confident. He was like so confident for being 13. And he just like kind of like carried himself like an adult and like talked like an adult. And he would kind of like, the sort of build up to this kiss was like after rehearsals, you know, we would like hug, and then like maybe I would see him again before I left, and he would be like, one more hug, and I'd be like, oh my God,
whoa,
this is crazy.
Wow.
And like one of the last hugs that we shared before the kiss was, I remember we hugged, and he like kind of like his mouth was like against my neck when we hugged, and it wasn't like a smack, like a mwah. It wasn't like a kiss like that, but I felt his lips there, and I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like I was just like wildly like turned on. And yeah, just like, and that energy of that like would like carry me home. It was like I like just like fall asleep thinking about that, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Anyway, so then it's like we go into production and we have like a number of shows.
And it's Tech Week. Okay. So I'm stressed.
Right. Right. It's Hell Week, as we call it in the community theater in South Bend, Indiana. But it's a special night. We get to this night that's a special performance because it's my last night performing. There's more shows, but the other girl is going to be performing, the other lead.
If you can even call it that.
Right. He chose me. Okay. There was 2 he could have chosen from. No. So there was like this. So I was, you know, the play is, what's the word? The play is in session. Anyway, the play is going on. No. But the play of that night was like was happening. I wasn't on stage at the time, but you could go to this little stairwell that was upstairs in the theater.
God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So romantic. Okay. It smelled like, you know, like old costumes and like dust and like cigars, you know, like
cigars, huh?
Yeah. And there's this little stairwell. You could actually sit on these stairs, and there was like a little window carved out where you could watch what's going on stage. So you could like be ready for like your cue or whatever. So I'm sitting there, and Sam is sitting next to me, and we're just like not really saying anything. And then he's like, it's your last night performing, right? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. No, I was probably like, yeah, you know, I'm like 10 years old, squeaky little voice. And then he was like, look at me. I was like, what's happening? But I knew what was happening. Okay. And then I like looked at him, and he was like, then we better make it lucky. And he leaned in for the kiss. I like, honestly, I was just like, couldn't believe what was happening. I was like, I like left my soul left my body. Like I was like vibrating on a whole new level. Later, I like wondered if, so here's an interesting twist. My mom was also in the play with me. She was cast in the play. Wow. We like did a lot of like community theater together. And I think like she might have seen the whole thing happen.
Oh my God.
She never talked to me about it, but I like have this memory that I don't know if it really happened or if I just imagined it. She was kind of like peeking her head into the stairwell, like right around that time. Anyway, it was magical for me. Of course, we didn't have cell phones. I didn't give him my number, but I just imagine like, okay, this is like my boyfriend now, you know.
Sure.
Meanwhile, it's like after the cast party, never hear from him again. Or like I see him like a year later and I'm thinking we're going to pick right back up where we left off.
Okay,
like
yeah.
he still loves me, you know. Did he say I love you?
What? You think he said I love you?
Now I can't remember. Anyway, but I thought he loved me.
Yeah.
And then I see him a year later. He comes to a performance of another show I was in. He's like in the audience this time. And I'm like, finally, we're going to see each other. And I'm like, I like wrote down my number, like on a little slip of paper.
Really
and
cute.
like I gave it is like my house number. I gave it to him. Never heard from him.
Oh God.
Ever. Yeah. I was just like, okay. You know, I was like literally that feeling of like, when is he going to call me?
Yeah.
You know? For weeks after.
Sure. And when you're 10, it's like no one's even like coupling up probably at that age. So it's like, it seems like this once in a million.
Yeah, I felt like so special. So anyway, fuck him forever. Still waiting on
if
that
you're
call,
listening right
bitch.
now, I hope you fucking die.
Yeah, no. Anyway, that was it. And it was very special. You know, it's like a great memory in my mind.
That's
It's like
clearly
such a beautiful memory.